Hello, agents, trainers, keepers, pilots, eighth wallers, and our beloved explorers and wayfinders. Welcome to episode 91 of the Wayspotters podcast. Here at Wayspotters, we are dedicated to making you a better wayfinder and telling the truth. Wayfinder is brought to you by the good people at the Pokémon Professor Network, and today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky season is here. That's right, we're recording on Friday the 13th, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. Join with me, as always, from Canada, is Chris. What's up, man?
Not much, man. I'm a little under the weather this week. Other than that, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
I hate to hear that. As you're saying you're under the weather, my cat is over here coughing up a hairball. So if you guys heard that, I will do my best to cut that out in the edit. And if you did hear it, then oh well, my cat's coughing up a hairball. Well, Chris, we have a guest again this week that I'm really excited about. I'll tease it now, but I want to get into our movie quote. But if you're watching on YouTube, you can see we have a guest Wave. I won't say her name yet. So another reason for you to watch the YouTube, you get to see all the stuff before we tell you. So, but Chris, are you ready for this week's movie quote? This will talk a lot about what we're going to do on the show today.
This again? What do you want about now?
All right, here we go. I don't like it when you have plans.
I'm allowed to have plans on my birthday.
It's your birthday?
Yes.
I knew that. Already?
Yeah, isn't that strange? It's the same day as last year.
Now, if you recognize that movie, because I don't know if I did it justice, you're probably way ahead of me, but that's from the movie Iron Man, if you guys remember that scene in Iron Man. So you're probably wondering, it's not Chris's birthday. It's not Jamal's birthday. No, but it is. We do a very special birthday coming up, and that's what our guest is here to talk about. So before we get to that, and talk about whose birthday it is, let's go over and let's hear from my buddy Testone for the news intro.
And now, the latest Niantic news from the Wayspotters podcast, presented by the Pokémon Professor Network.
All right, just a couple of bits today. Rewards are still going out for the challenge. The upgrades haven't gone out yet, and I've heard some people have gotten the email codes for the rewards. I haven't got mine yet. I don't think Jamal's got his.
I haven't got mine either.
Yeah. So they've got until the 18th, I believe, to get them out. So we should start getting them in the next few days. And I talked about it briefly last week. The appeals are now in July/August. So if you've got some that are older than that, please reach out to the Wayfarer team because they might be stuck. Somebody on Twitter was like, there's appeals from 2022, right? And I was like, actually, if you have appeals from 2022, please let me know and I will help you get in touch with the Wayfarer team. And then they didn't reply to me because they were just talking out their butthole.
Oh, there was a lot of that going on Twitter this week. We'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah. But hey, Chris, I'm excited to debut a new segment on the show, and we'll see how this goes. So it seems like everybody who has a Pokemon podcast or a Pokemon adjacent podcast is playing the new game Monster Hunter. And here at the Wayspotters podcast, we are no different, except I'm not playing it because I can't possibly take on another game right now. But Chris, you are playing Monster Hunters, correct?
I have it open right now.
Right. You were one of the early adopters. You were a beta tester. Is that correct?
I was on the beta, yes.
Yeah. So everyone out there, we have a new segment, and we're going to play the intro for the new segment now, and we'll see how this goes. It's the hottest new mobile game on the market. And here to talk about it is Professor Glaw with the Monster Hunter Minute.
All right, so be sure to redeem your code for the 3 paintballs for the announcement mistake for the pink Rathian. They announced that it was coming out, and they got the time wrong, so a bunch of people went out and tried to hunt the stupid thing, and it wasn't spawning because they mixed up UTC and PDC. So you get 3 paintballs for that. Go to the store.monsterhunternow.com and click on Offer Redemption at the top to put in your code to get your 3 free paintballs. The special pink Rathian that I mentioned earlier will be spawning more in forest habitat until 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. So if you're listening to this on Sunday, get out there and do some hunting. And one more tip, be sure to download assets every couple of days like you usually do in Pogo. Monster Hunter now likes to download new assets on the fly, and it can really, really slow your game down.
Like
Very
a
nice.
pro. Like a pro. That
Nailed
was
it.
amazing.
And look, I have it
Nailed
downloaded. I have it on my
Yeah.
phone and everything.
There you go. You guys just heard from our special guest. So, as I alluded to, we have a special guest, and I'd like to introduce them. They're going to talk about a very special birthday. So, again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can already see them. But for our audio listeners, we present Scrawny Meowth, thus known from here on forward, Meowth, from the Wayfarer Discussion Discord. And they are here to talk about the Wayfarer Discussion Discord's upcoming birthday. Meowth,
Hello.
welcome. How are you?
I'm Scrawny Meowth.
Why don't you introduce
Sorry, I'm
yourself
talking
to
to
the
you.
listeners? Introduce yourself to the listeners. Tell them a little bit about your history and why you're here and what you're here to talk about.
Okay. I'm Scrawny Meowth 1. I've been doing Wayfarer since 2020. At first, I started because I wanted to get more Poké stuff to my house, as anyone does. But then I eventually got addicted to it. Just this year, I started playing Ingress too, so I can submit double nominations, and ended up also being addicted to Ingress as well. So that was kind of a side effect. I'm a huge Wayfarer nerd. I love Wayfarer. I review all the time. I submit all the time. I've never, ever run out of submissions or run out of things to submit with my 40 nominations. I've never reached the 40 nomination cap ever. I've gotten close a few times, but I've never reached the cap. So yeah, I do a lot of Wayfarer. You can find me mostly in the Wayfarer Discussion Discord. It's my forum of choice for Wayfarer. So if you're in there, say hi to me. And that is also why I am here, because it is the Wayfarer Discussion Discord's 4th birthday this month. October 31st, I believe. Yeah, Halloween. It's kind of a spooky day. So is today, actually. I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th until I mentioned that. So that's wild.
Well, yeah, we always record on a Friday and we release on a Sunday. So, yeah, it's Friday the 13th right now. So that wasn't a black cat you just saw on Chris's shoulders. It was an orange cat. So I think we're good.
We're good. Yeah, we're safe. We're in the
So,
clear.
Meowth, I want to ask you a couple questions about you before we get into the birthday. So tell us, you play Ingress and you play Pogo. What teams are you?
Valor, Pokemon Go, Resistance, and Ingress.
Okay, so you picked wrong both times. That's okay.
I'm
That's
so
okay.
sorry.
I'll let that slide.
I'll be able to do that.
I think
So-
you picked right both times. So
Okay.
So what level are you in Pogo?
15 in Pogo. Have been since a couple of years ago. I was I think the 20th person in my local server. No, 15th person in my local server to get level 50, and the first person under the age of 18 to get level 50. Actually, so
Nice,
that's
very
what I'm
nice.
up to.
And
Yeah.
what's your experience? What's your XP in Pokemon Go right now? Where are you?
I can pull it up. I'm getting close to 50 times 2 in terms of XP, so I'm up there above 300k or 300 million. I mean,
Okay, because I'm at 348,924,137.
oh wow, okay. I need to pull up my XP because I think I'm somewhere around there right now.
I'm like at half.
Yeah, I
that.
know I'm up there in the 300 millions. I just need to see
Okay.
where I am exactly. Now I gotta know.
What level are you in Ingress?
Oh, in Ingress I'm only 14. I haven't been playing as much, but I play fairly often. Let's see.
Do you hear how?
Pokemon Go.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear it. Where are you?
Pokemon Go. Total XP 329 million. So I'm still a bit behind you.
Okay, you're about
About
20
that.
million behind me. All right, so it gives you something to chase. I like how you just casually said I'm only 14 in Ingress when Chris just
Right?
got 10. So,
I just got level 10. Yeah.
so Meowth, you actually can nominate 80.
Oh
POI.
yeah. I guess
You're
I
in the
misspoke earlier.
you're in
Yeah.
the 80 club. So yeah, you've joined the 80 club. So that's awesome. So I just wanted to talk about that just to give the listeners and the viewers some of your chops. Now, can you tell me one more thing before we get into the birthday stuff? Can you tell me how many nominations you've reviewed total for Wayfarer?
Just last week I hit 50,000 reviews done on Wayfarer.
Wow. Okay, so you're ahead of me because I'm at
Oh, really?
42,000. So we are neck and neck. That's pretty impressive. So that just lets you folks know you're dealing with someone right here. What he has to say, you should listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. He's put the time, he's put the work in, and I appreciate people who are nerds like me and nerds like Chris. Now, one last question. Do you have any at all, even one spreadsheet or Word doc with all of your POIs or Wayspots on it?
Just the contributions page in Wayfarer. Although I do have the map mod installed, so I can see all my nominations on a map, and it's super amazing.
Okay, so you fit in.
Right. For nominations I want to submit, yeah, I should probably get around to doing that. Just when I want to submit, I just submit it. I don't wait around.
All right. So let's get to the big news. This is really exciting. So we've been in contact with Testone, who's the server owner for Wayfarer Discussion Discord, and there's a birthday coming up, and we talked about devoting the entire episode of Wayspotters to talking about Wayfarer Discussion Discord, talking about all the good things, where to find it, how to join, what to do, and the birthday. And I believe you have some breaking news that you're going to talk about a contest. Is that correct?
A contest? What? Who told you that?
Well, first of all, let's start here. If you wouldn't mind, can you tell us where we can find the Wayfarer Discussion Discord? And so for people watching on YouTube, I'm doing a little programming on the air. Chris is going to have some type of graphic somewhere right in here that's going to have the link on the screen or where you can go, discord.gg/Niantic Wayfarer. So let's do this. Meowth, let's say I do Wayfarer, but I didn't know that there was a Wayfarer Discussion Discord. Start from the very beginning. When was the server's birthday? Just break it down for us. Tell us all about it and what we need to do to join.
Okay, well, first of all, you can find the server at discord.gg/NIA Wayfarer. I know we're fancy enough. We have a vanity link. It's pretty special. So that's NIA Wayfarer. And then I'm sure the link will be posted everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the Wayfarer Discussion Discord was created in October of 2019, right after Wayfarer was first launched. It's been going strong ever since then. We've got actually one thing I'll come back to several times throughout this is it is not an official Niantic platform like the Niantic Wayfarer forums or anything. It is purely run by members of the community. That being said, there are quite a few Wayfarer ambassadors who are part of the server. So if we want to go talk to some of the ambassadors, that's a good place. But overall, a breakdown of the server, it's just a really good place to get some advice about Wayfarer, anything related to Wayfarer. You can chat with people, you can share bad nominations you've reviewed, and that's one of the most popular channels, and I'll get back to that later. And then there's lots of games that we play, which is also come back to later. That's kind of the purpose of this podcast.
Okay. Now tell me, how does this differ from Reddit or the Facebook Wayfarer groups that are out there?
Honestly, I prefer Discord a lot more compared to the other platforms. The thing is, Discord is so much more of a conversation-based platform where like you're chatting with people in real time. And I think that helps create more of a friendly environment and less toxic place to have conversations.
Wait a minute. You're not saying Reddit is toxic, are you? That's not what you're saying, right?
I mean, I don't know. I've been in some Reddit, let me tell you. But yeah, no, Discord is super friendly. Everybody's welcome, super chill. So yeah, and there's also people in there like literally around the clock. We've got people from all different time zones. So whenever you want to ask a question, there's always someone there to give you an answer and help you out, point you in the right direction.
How does this differ from the official Wayfarer forum? Because you said this is essentially community driven. How does this differ from the official Wayfarer forum?
Yeah, so this is created by the community for the community. No Niantic involvement, at least no official involvement. Other than that, I mean, like I said, it's more conversation driven. You can get faster help. There are more games to do. Yeah, pretty much what I already covered.
So, what would you say is your favorite channel in that Discord?
Favorite channel? Well, that's a good question. I like the Colvin channel. That's one of my favorites. I think it's a lot of people's favorite channel. That's where I post all of the worst nominations for review. Last week, actually, after I hit 50,000 reviews, I made a compilation of my 50 favorite pieces of coal I've reviewed over the past few years and posted them all in there. So there's a huge dump of coal in there if anybody wants to go read it. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite channels is the coal channel. That's where I get a few good laughs out of all the bad nominations that people submit.
Nice. We get some of our Coal of the Week from there from time to time. So we go in there and frequent that channel also.
I think today's might be from there as well. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll tease that there. Now, let's say I am a new to the Discord, right? So I just joined. So I listened to the podcast and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this existed. I've been living on Facebook and Reddit and getting screamed at. So I joined the WDD. What's the first thing I should do? What would you suggest the first thing a new member to the server should do?
Well, we have an introductions channel, so you can introduce yourself to everybody. We have people from all around the world, like I said. So if you say, hey, I'm from this country, you'll almost always get somebody saying, oh, hey, I'm from that country as well. I can help you out with your local advice and whatnot. But yeah, I would definitely recommend familiarizing yourself with the advice channels. It's probably where you'll go the most often if you want to learn more. So there's a whole advice and research heading. And under that, we have expert advice, reviewing help, and submitting help. And those are like the 3 core advice channels if you want to learn about anything related to submitting or reviewing.
And who would be helping you in those? Because I know at one point, way back when, 2-3 years ago, I was part of the expert channel, and now I think my tag is expert emeritus, I believe it is. But who are the experts, and what kind of advice do they give? Can you give us an example?
Okay, well, we have our own staff of verified Wayfarer experts, which I'm unfortunately not a part of for some reason. I can't believe it. Feel snubbed. But yeah, we have a staff of Wayfarer experts. They have the bright orange name color. And they're people who have been vetted out as being very well knowledgeable in Wayfarer. And so they'll help you give you advice. There's also just lots of other people who can help give you advice too. People who have been doing it for a long time and are happy to help. And like I said, there are also some ambassadors in the channel too. They can help give you some more advice, sometimes from more of a Niantic point of view too.
So you said ambassadors are in the Discord also. Do they like to chat with people?
Oh yeah, they love to mix and mingle with the people in the Discord server. Some more than others, but yeah, they love to hang around in the server and help give advice and help forward concerns to Niantic. That's the goal of the ambassador program is to be like an in-between of communication between the player base and Niantic. And so if you think something's off and you want to talk to Niantic about something, your best bet is talking to the ambassadors, and they'll bring it up with Niantic at the next meeting or whatever.
Very nice. Now, I know you're going to get into this a little bit later, but approximately how many Wayfinders are in the Wayfarer discussion Discord?
How many members? I think the actual server has over a few thousand members. I think it was like 5,000 last I saw. I don't know offhand.
Nice.
Active members, there's several hundred very active people in here. So
Okay.
it's a pretty active server.
Yeah, I know Chris and I dip our toes in the server from time to time. For whatever reason, I don't chat a lot in really any Discord server. I'm more of kind of a lurker, but every now and then I'll come in there. So of all the people in the server right now who are listening, is there anything you want to say specifically to them as they're listening to the podcast or watching it on YouTube?
I just want to thank you guys for creating a positive and welcoming environment for everybody to learn in. I first arrived on the server a couple of years ago, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty fun. I'll stick around here. So,
it's always really cool when you find a place that people have common interests as you, whether you're like a sports person or whatever, and you get into a chat room or a Discord and everybody likes your favorite sports team and they know all the lingo. That's what it was like when I first found the Wayfarer discussion Discord. It was like everyone knew what I was talking about. I talk about POIs and things with my family, and they kind of give me this kind of glossy-eyed look, and then I go in this and everybody says Cole, and they're talking about all these other things, and I'm like, wow, you guys know what the lingo is. So it's really cool. So now let's get to the big thing here. So you have an announcement, and I believe it was put in the server the other day about a contest. So do you want to tell us what the contest is, how it works? I know you prepared some stuff, so I want to turn it over to you to let everybody who's watching on YouTube and listening to the audio, let them know why they should get into the Discord for the contest. Let's go.
All right, giving me full reins here. Okay. So every year for the server's birthday, we do a big review contest. This is an unofficial contest. It's just run by the community members, but it's something we do every year. And how it works is basically there's a set time period. I think this one's, October 22nd through November 12th. So it starts a week from today, I think. I don't know what today is. It starts Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
So as you're hearing this on Sunday, a week from the Sunday you're hearing it.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Trying to think about days in the future is hard. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a challenge. Okay, how it works is you can earn tickets throughout the time period by doing a lot of different things. You can earn them by participating in a review challenge and a bunch of different games, which I'll go into later. You can earn these tickets, and then at the end of the challenge, we're going to hold a raffle. And if your ticket's drawn, you get to choose from a list of prizes. So you earn tickets to get prizes. That's the simplest form of it.
Wait a minute. You said prizes. Hold on a second. I'm assuming you're going to tell us what these prizes are. Is that later or is that now?
I don't know. The two things we're going to talk about now are how do we earn tickets and how do we get prizes.
All right, let's do it.
First?
Yes. How do we earn tickets?
Want to talk about tickets or prizes first?
Let's talk about tickets.
Tickets. Okay. How do we earn tickets? The main way to earn tickets is by submitting your starting agreement stats on October 22nd and submitting your ending agreement stats on November 12th. So that'll just be a screenshot of your Wayfarer profile with your number of reviews and your agreements in 3 categories. Then the members of the server staff will plug this all into a spreadsheet, and we'll see how many reviews you've done during a challenge and how many agreements you've got during the challenge. And based on that number, you'll get a set amount of tickets, which we don't think we've specified yet. But you'll get tickets for that. So that's the main way that's like the core part of the challenge, is trying to get agreements during the period. But that's not all. There are a lot of other ways to earn tickets. There are a ton of different games that'll be going on during the 3-week period in the server. And so these are things like the Wayfarer Throne game, the photo contest, a Wayfarer reviewing scavenger hunt for Ingress for Saturday. There's weekly contests. There's a bingo going on even. So all sorts of different fun games will be playing during the contest period.
Nice.
And then you can get tickets for participating in those games and being the winner in any of those games.
So that's awesome. So the main thing that people listening need to do is they need to make sure that they take a screenshot, whether it's on desktop or mobile, and they need to put it on where do they need to put it? Is there a contest channel, or where do they need to put that information?
Yes. I don't think it's live yet, but there will be a channel to post all of your agreement stats in.
Okay, so I need to take a screenshot of my Wayfarer page, and I need to put that in the contest channel, and then when it's over, I need to put an end. So then someone really smart who's good at Excel can do a before and after, right?
Yep, and that's not a person with Excel, is usually me. So
okay, all right. So like you are one of us nerds, or like you and Chris who keep spreadsheets. I keep it all up here because I'm that brilliant. No, I'm kidding. All right. So now, when we talk about the weekly contest, how are those going to work? Do you need to submit a screenshot weekly to be part of the weekly contest? How does that work?
Okay. Well, so first of all of the different smaller games are all optional. You can play whatever ones you want to play. For the weekly contests, how they work is there'll usually be some sort of reviewing prompt. So you'll have to find, while reviewing, you'll have to find something that fulfills a certain prompt. So the prompt may be like coolest nomination or best photo you've seen in a nomination that you review. And so once at some point during that week, you find something while you're reviewing that meets the prompt, and you take a screenshot and you post it in the weekly contest channel. And then at the end of the week, everybody will vote on their favorite entry to the weekly contest, and the winner gets some tickets.
Nice.
That's how the weekly contest works. And again, that's separate from the agreements contest.
I like it.
And every year we add more and more layers of games and stuff to this, so it's a bit of a bit chaotic. But
so I think the goal of this, if I'm being correct, is to get people to review and to get people to nominate, right? So coming off the heels of the global challenge where we reviewed, do you remember what the number was, Chris? I forgot. Was it 150,000 or
152,000 and change
that we resolved? So we reviewed a lot more than that, but that we resolved. So maybe we can see some numbers like that, Meowth. I don't know, but I think majority of the community is involved and ready, and the pump is primed to go out and review things. So hopefully we can see a really big return for this. So now,
last year,
go ahead.
If I may interrupt, last year We had 146 participants, and we did a total of 69,000 reviews between all the people who submitted their voting and ending stats.
Wow.
So it's quite a big number.
Nice.
As you think.
How many did you do last year? Do you remember approximately?
I do not remember. I can pull it up actually, though. I still have the spreadsheet from last year with all the numbers in it.
See, Chris, you see that? He's still got his spreadsheet from last year. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
While you're
I had
looking...
to make a spreadsheet for last year, the last Wayfarer challenge before this one. I made a spreadsheet to track my my reviews by country because I didn't trust Niantic.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Niantic, I love you.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm gonna go hard and heavy on this. Go ahead, Meowth.
Last year, I found my stats. I did 2,039 reviews during a challenge last year.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good number.
2,000. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And one thing we forgot to say at the very beginning of the show. So you are from the state of Washington, and I am from the state of Oregon. So the places in which you see, I sometimes see those because I have my hometown location is Portland, Oregon. That's my hometown, actually my hometown. So sometimes I see some things from Washington. So a lot of the things that I see, you're very familiar with, because if you're a Northwestern person, you just know things. You just, when you see a tree, when you see a Douglas fir, you just know where it's located. Like, I'm like, that's Seattle.
In front of someone's house, you know you're in Seattle.
Exactly. 100%. So it's good to go. So, man, this is awesome. I'm really excited about this. So, of the weekly contests, which one do you think is going to be your favorite? So what I'm looking at is the scavenger hunt, bingo, photo contest, more. Which one do you think that you are going to be the biggest participant in?
So the photo contest has been my kind of passion project within the server. It's something I started a few years ago, or last year, I guess. And the photo contest is one of the only submitting-based contests that we do. Most of them are reviewing-based, but photo contest is a submission-based contest. Basically, you take a pretty picture of something either to nominate or to add to an existing Wayspot, and you post it in the channel. And then at the end of the period, everybody will vote on their favorite photo, and the winner gets tickets. So it's
I like it.
And I love taking pretty pictures, so I always enter my own contests, and sometimes I win. It's kind of funny, but
well, you can't fault yourself for taking a pretty picture, and if everybody likes it. So, funny little story. So yesterday, I was out nominating. I nominated 5 things yesterday, and Chris, I found one of my old nominations that's in the game. It was exercise equipment at this local bar or like brewery. It's like a campus where there's like food trucks and bars and stuff like that. And they painted this beautiful mural on the wall, and they took out the equipment and put in a sidewalk. So, Meowth, I don't know how much you listen to the show, but I'm not a big like remove things. I'm more of a replace guy. That's just me. So I took a new picture of the mural that's on the wall there where the equipment used to be, and I uploaded the picture, and then I went in and put in a title and a description change. So hopefully that goes through, and then it will be, so the POI will stay there, the stop will stay there, in English it'll stay there, but it'll have the new artwork and then a new description. So that was a contribution for me. I'm not really a, hey, take this out and then let me get approved again, because it takes like a year to get things approved in my area. So I'm more of a, let's change it up and replace it. So
I'm kind of the other way, because submissions in my area take almost no time at all to be accepted, but edits and photo edits can take for freaking ever. So I usually just delete and resubmit rather than go through all the effort of submitting title edits and they get rejected anyway. But to each their own. I still like replacing rather than just deleting something and leaving nothing there.
Yeah, I'm the same way. There's a park near me that the baseball diamond was taken out. So I'm trying to get the park entrance approved so that when I go and remove the baseball diamond, there's still something there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right. Now, you want to talk about prizes, Meowth? Because the contest seems really good, and I'm really excited to hear about the prizes, and I think the listeners and the viewers want to know what exactly can they win. Oh, wait, before we go over the prizes, I think we need to make sure we say it again. I think we said it once. This is not an official Niantic contest, right? This is put on by the Wayfarer Discussion Discourse, so this is not officially connected, sponsored by, paid for by Niantic, right?
Correct.
Just want to make sure we
It's
clarify.
not like the Wayfarer challenge that we had last month where we were in Europe and doing all the reviews and everything. It's purely run by the community.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about the prizes.
All right, this is the exciting part. Prizes. Okay. So everybody who's in the server staff has pulled together a list of prizes. I think are still being added to right now. But we have some physical objects like we have some Pokemon swag. We have some Norwegian candy. That's always a favorite. We got a little mini gazebo. That was kind of added as a joke, but it's pretty popular too. People always choose a gazebo prize. We have a cheese slicer, which is another inside joke that I won't go into right now. There's something behind that. Then we have also virtual prizes, like we have some iTunes gift cards, Play Store gift cards. We also will be awarding tickets to Pokemon Go events. You know, in Pokemon Go, like every single event they do, they give a ticket for it to make you pay more money for the event. And so if you win the contest, you can choose for your prize to be a free ticket for one of these events. So you don't have to pay Niantic more money.
Cool.
But that's not all, because this contest, for the first time, we are getting actual Niantic swag from Niantic to give out. So Wayfarer swag. Yeah, I know. It's very exciting. This is the first time that the Wayfarer team has cooperated with the community to give out some swag. And so I'm super excited about that. I don't know the exact list of swag yet. I haven't got that list. But it'll be things like, you know, water bottles and stickers and pins and maybe t-shirts. Don't call me at any of that. It's still TBD. You can also get upgrades from winning this challenge. So if you win one of the challenges, your name.
Hold on a second. Did you say upgrades?
I did say upgrades. Yeah. You can get
all right. My antennas are wiggling now because you just got my attention. That's what I need is upgrades. Can you talk about that a little more? Is that official?
Everybody needs upgrades. Yeah, you can get upgrades from doing this challenge from Niantic. If you win the challenge, you can choose your prize to be upgrades. So go into your Wayfarer account and you can use them to upgrade some of your 2-year-old nominations or whatever you have.
Chris, I'm in now. I'm bought in. Like I was in before, but I'm really in now.
I was just gonna say, as soon as he said upgrades, you kind of leaned forward and you're just like, "Wait a minute, what? Hold on, what? Hold up, wait a minute."
See, Meowth, Chris doesn't even need upgrades. His things go through in like 9 days or something like that.
Same for me. I don't use upgrades ever.
How many upgrades do you have? How many upgrades do you have?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have 250 upgrades sitting there saved that I haven't used. So sorry, Jamal. I'd give them to you if I could.
I have 66 upgrades, and every time that I even mention how many upgrades I have, this happens. So I can't even imagine how he feels right now, knowing that you have 250 of them. If you're not watching the YouTube, you need to. I'm gonna make this a short. This reaction is just. You have to see this.
Okay, sorry. Oh, this is great. This is. Oh, God, it's hot in here. My eyes are watering.
Good content.
This is kind of how I feel when Adam, who's the co-host of Lured Up, talks about his Stardust, and he's like, "Oh, I've got 13 Stardust." I'm like, "Oh, 13 million?" He's like, "No, 13." I'm like, 13,000? He's like, "No, 13." I'm like, 13 Stardust? I had to go and lay down. Like when he told me that, I had to like take off the headphones and go and lay down and get like a cool towel, put it on my forehead. 250 upgrades? Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's just move on. Let's just keep going because let's keep going. All right, no, this is awesome. So Meowth, this is really great. Thank you. Thank Testone. I don't want to mention names because I don't know who's all involved in this, but everybody who's involved in it, I think this is awesome of what you guys are doing for the community. It's a great way for the Wayfarer Discussion Discord to give back to the community. We all kind of put our time and effort into making that server what it is. And this is awesome that they're giving back. And I love the fact that there's ambassadors in there and that will come and talk to the people. Chris and I have had the pleasure of having a couple ambassadors on the show. Testone does our news drop for us. Like to think we've got a pretty good relationship with him. So this is awesome. I'm really excited about it. Very, very excited about it.
Yeah, I love how all the people on the server staff have kind of come together to bring their expertise into making the challenges fun. So we have somebody coming in to run the bingo contest. We have somebody coming in to run the scavenger hunt. And we're all working together to make a bunch of fun challenges for everybody. I'm bringing some of my experience from running challenges in my own local Discord server. And we're all bringing it together to make a fun challenge for everybody and get fun prizes.
Nice. Very nice. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I need you to give me a number. What is your goal? How many reviews are you going to do? I'm going to give you a number, and I'm going to check back with you when it's over. So give me a number.
You're going to hold me accountable. Okay.
I'm going to hold you accountable.
Well, like I said, last year I did 2,000, but last year was also a slightly longer time frame for the challenge. We had to cut this one a bit short because of the actual official challenge, and we didn't want to coincide with that one. So this one's only 3 weeks. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to do 2,000 again. See if I can match last year.
All right, Chris, we've got that on audio and video. He said 2,000, so we're going to check back with you and see how it goes. So, Chris, do you have a number you're going to put on it?
I was just going to say I'll match you 2,000. I'll do 2,000 myself.
Ooh, all right, let's do it. 2,000. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say 100 a day. I don't know what that number works out to, but I'm going to say 100 a day.
Let's see, 3 weeks, 21 days. That's about 2,000 too. So yeah.
Okay, 2,000. There it is. All right, we're all going to go for 2,000, and and we'll see how we do from there. So, wow, I just signed up for 2,000. Didn't realize it. All right, here we go. All right, so that's great, and we will talk about this again at the very end of the show when we give you a chance to plug all your nominations. So, before we get to our funny news story of the week, which actually comes from Seattle. Meowth, while we have you here, I know you're very active in the Wayfarer discussion Discord. Like I said, I'm more of a lurker. Chris jumps in there a lot, and there's been a lot of stuff going on in the news most recently around Wayfarer and around abuse. And we said last week that we weren't really going to talk about it as much because it was kind of over, but it seems to be kind of coming back again. And we wanted to ask you if you had an opinion that you wanted to share on abuse. I'll kind of tell you where I stand. I've read everything that people have put out there, and I think people are using Wayfarer to say that their ban wasn't legitimate when the ban was legitimate. And then A. Ferrandis brought out a lot of really good stuff of how people weren't necessarily telling the truth and how there may be more of that going on than people are willing to go on. So I firmly stand with Niantic, and I firmly stand with A. Ferrandis, and I appreciate the 25 thread things he puts out that are I don't have time to do all that kind of research, but he does. So that's kind of where I stand. I think Chris is in a similar boat to where I stand, but we kind of wanted to know you as a very active member in the Discord. Where do you kind of stand on this abuse and people being banned for abuse and all that?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I want to reiterate for everybody listening here that all the people who say they were banned for no reason, that's not true. They were banned for a reason. If they really were banned for no reason, then they would have appealed it, and they would have gotten their appeal approved, and they would get their account back. But everybody who says they were banned for no reason later came out that they were banned for a good reason. There was one thread on Twitter where a guy was like, "Did Niantic ban you for no reason? What's going on, guys? Niantic sucks." And everybody in the comments was like, "Yeah, Niantic sucks. I'm not doing Wayfarer ever again." And then somebody else came to the thread and was like, "No, here's my screenshot of my review history for your nominations, and these are clearly not where you put them, and their photos are stolen from somewhere else, and they're clearly fake. You deserve the ban. Shut up."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Funny that how I got a real big chuckle out of how quickly everyone shut up after that thread went live, after Andis posted all that stuff. Everyone it was just crickets.
Yes. Yes. Amazing. And I mean, it was last week, I think we talked about it, where Niantic Aaron posted something that was like, "Hey, you were banned because of something else. Don't blame it on Wayfarer. Go talk to the Pokemon Go team," Yep. So
that too.
When Chris and I talked about this, Niantic had their ducks in a row before they launched this. They just didn't willy-nilly launch this. They were ready for it. Right, Chris?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's funny because people are just like, "Oh, I got banned for no reason. Niantic sucks." So be like, okay, post your review history.
Mm-hmm.
Post your nomination history.
I don't want to.
I'm not going to. And then the one person who did, I went through it, and I'm like, "My dude, I know exactly why you got banned."
Right.
And then I swear to God, 4 hours with this kid telling, and then he's still on Twitter, be like, "Oh, I got banned for no reason."
Right. I mean, so
You're not.
yeah, I mean, Chris and I always tell people reach out to us. We'll keep it confidential. But some people that have sent us some things confidentially are then going on Twitter and not telling the truth. And that really kind of like burns me up because it's like, we have the receipts. We're not going to out you, not going to do it. But just know we have the receipts and we know what you submitted. And what you're saying on Twitter is not the truth. So, and I'll leave it there. So,
yeah, one of the biggest lies you'll ever hear on the internet is I was banned for no reason.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. If you were banned for a reason. All right. Well, like I said, we have talked that to death. And Meow, thank you. Didn't really want to put you on the spot, but wanted to see if you had thoughts on that. What I want to do now is I want to talk about our funny news story of the week. And I want to bring this up. And this news story comes to us from Seattle, Washington. So for those of you who joined us last year for GoFest, maybe you saw this person, maybe you didn't. And this is probably a couple 100 miles from you, right, Meowth?
Yep.
From where you are? About a 3-hour drive from where you are. So this funny news story comes to us from Seattle, Washington, 98.3 The Key. And the writer is Patty Banner. I want to make sure we give her proper credit. So it's, who really wouldn't be intrigued by a fluffy green dragon mascot riding a motorcycle? I couldn't get enough from the link that I shared, and you'll see it in the show notes. I had to find out more about this mascot. It turns out Go With Fluffy rides the streets of Seattle, often joking with fellow motorists and pedestrians. The green dragon will even challenge bicyclists to races. So I believe it's going well for Fluffy. There's a website, gowithfluffy.com, and I will share that. He's available for social engagements such as birthday parties. So do you know someone who loves motorcycles and dragons, or someone who just loves that fluffy dragon rides around Seattle? If so, Go With Fluffy is perfect for their birthday or social events. So Fluffy will entertain guests with some dancing, pictures, or whatever help the birthday person feel special. So I know the next time I'm in Seattle, I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for Fluffy. I can only imagine how the big smiles are from people who catch a glimpse of the green dragon on a motorcycle. What a treat. So we'll share this in the show notes, and there's a couple of TikTok videos in there. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, you see that there's a guy in a dragon costume riding a motorcycle, and it's a lot of fun. So I felt we'd kind of keep it a little bit light today after last week with the outhouse and the watch. So that's our story. Now, when you've been to Seattle, Meowth, have you ever seen Fluffy?
I have not seen Fluffy. I was there for GoFest in 2022. Did not see Fluffy.
All right.
Well,
next time you are in Seattle, you'll have to keep an eye out and see if you see Fluffy, and you'll have to report back to us. So pretty excited about that. And what we're going to do now for everybody is we're going to go to break. We're going to play some dad jokes. And you guessed it, the dad jokes are birthday themed because we got the special birthday. And then we'll be back on the other side. We'll see you in a minute. I can't believe it's your birthday. It seems like just yesterday you were a whole year younger. What kind of music do balloons like for their birthday parties? Pop music. So my wife called me and she gave me a list of things that she wanted to do for her 32nd birthday. I looked at the list and I said, there's no way we can do all this in 30 seconds. Why did the kid smash his birthday cake with a hammer? It was a pound cake. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? I'm matey. Why do people write on their birthday cakes? Because everyone wants to have their cake and read it too. What should you say to a crocodile on his birthday? Snappy birthday. And by the way, snappy birthday, Wayfarer Discussion Discord. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Wayspotters podcast. You're here with Blame Jamal, Professor Glah, and we're here with our special guest, Meowth, and he is from the Wayfarer Discussion Discord, and it's the Wayfarer Discussion Discord's birthday, and we're here to talk all about the contest and what they have going on over there. So if you were this deep into the episode and you're not a member of the Wayfarer Discussion Discord and you haven't joined yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You need to pause the podcast. This is the one and only time I'm going to say this. Pause the podcast, go join the Discord, and then come back. Make sure you come back Pause it, go, join it, come back. All right.
Link in the corner.
Say hi to me in Discord.
Yeah, the link it's this corner. Am I this corner? Okay, link's in the corner. All right. So we are going to go and do some of our favorite parts of the show. So we're going to talk about Wayspot of the Week. And I like to do Wayspot of the Week. I like to do big murals because I know Chris loves these murals, right? This Wayspot is brought to us from Typhlosion is one in the Wayfarer discussion Discord, and this is beautiful. It's called Wall Art. It's from Clinton, Iowa. So shout out to our friends in Iowa, Waxham and Stephanie and Mythical Hitch out in Iowa. Wall art. I'll read the description. Hand painted by local artists, this wall art adds character to our town. Easy access and nearby bike path and Main Avenue shopping district. So what it looks like to me, guys, is I would say it's Paul Bunyan. It's probably not Paul Bunyan, but it looks to be on like a 1.5-story building, and it's a lumberjack, and he's got an axe on his shoulder, and there's like blue sky and trees, and he's got a big burly beard, and it looks to be like half the block. And the supporting info says local art adds to our community. You guys have thoughts on this one?
I think they could have done a better job with the description. I hate seeing artworks, beautiful artworks submitted with terrible descriptions that don't credit the artist or say anything about the artwork. I think saying local artist, or I guess local artist.
Yes, there is a typo there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of lazy, honestly. But that's
okay. That's fair, Chris.
Yeah, that description kind of leaves something to be desired. But that mural is beautiful. It is an absolutely beautiful mural, and I love. You know how I love my two-story and a half.
I know you do.
Gorgeous.
Well, Meowth, while you're here, you brought up a good point, something that Chris and I have talked about from time to time. When it comes to the actual POI, the picture, and it comes to the description, how do you differentiate the two? Do you separate the two? I tend to separate the picture from the description. And I know some people kind of lump it together, like this one in question, like it's clearly there, it's clearly eligible, and it should be in the game. I look at the description as something that can go in and be updated, but the POI deserves to be in the game. Would you look at that as kind of compartmentalized, or do you look at them as one?
I would agree with you. I would say this is definitely a great Wayspot. It deserves to be a Wayspot. The text it kind of sucks, but overall it deserves to be a Wayspot. I would not reject it for title description, although I know some people might. Yeah, I would totally approve that 5 stars, although I might give a low star rating to the description.
Right. I think when I did that, when I was going through and I saw it on there, it looks like it was given 5 stars for the nomination overall and 3 stars for the description. I might have even given it 2 stars for the description. Reason being is it was like you said, kind of lazy. Now I would disagree a little bit when it comes to like crediting the local artist. Sometimes the local artist isn't available. And there's really no way to go find it out. So, you might look and see if it's on there. If it's on there, it is. If it's not, it's not. But that would be the one thing that I wouldn't necessarily hold someone accountable to if they couldn't find the local artist. But if they could, I'd definitely make sure it would be on there.
That's fair.
All right. So now that we've looked at something that's really beautiful, we should probably talk about the polar opposite of that.
My favorite channel in the Discord server.
I've been working on the Wayfarer all the long day. I've been working on the Wayfarer just to pass the... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hey, Jamal. I found some coal.
All right. Let's bring up let's bring up Coal of the Week. And Meowth, you're going to go first this time. Okay. I believe this is yours, correct?
Yeah, I found this. This beautiful piece right here. So both of our Coal of the Week entries this time have a theme. So see if you can spot the theme. This one in particular is an exemplary example of great photography skills. Just the best possible photography. Like, I would enter this in a photo contest for sure. I'm joking, I'm not. So, yeah. Start with the photos. The main photo, I would say probably the bottom quarter, bottom third of the photo is a car dashboard. And you can see in the upper left corner, looks like maybe the car's rear view mirror, kind of hard to tell. Probably taken out of like the front right corner passenger side of a car. Yeah, quite a bit of car visible there, I'd say. Outside of the car, though, is a very cool looking brick building, maybe like 10 stories tall, the very big brick building. It looks great. Probably something that might be eligible, but the photo is terrible. Supporting photo is even worse. Still part of the car visible in the bottom left corner here. And the photo is tilted at like a 45-degree angle from level. So I have to go like this if I want to try and read it properly, read what the sign says. So yeah, all around excellent photography skills. I love it.
And it looks like the title and description is the 1st Battalion 5th Marines Headquarters.
Actually, it's 1st Battalion 5th Marines Headquarters.
Yeah. I read it like it was supposed to be.
Description is historic 1st Battalion's 5th Marines Command GA Quarters Building with typos included. Supporting text: help Marines get a Pokestop.
That's noble. I mean,
noble cause.
It's a noble cause, but
not eligible. That is coal. That is coal.
When I posted it, I put the caption, "This is why low quality photo is the rejection reason."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just awful.
Well, thank you, Meowth, for submitting that. And like I said, Chris and I go through that channel quite often when we're looking for things. So we try to mix it up. My new favorite coal channel is the German coal channel from the German Wayfair Discord. And Chris got a week off from a German nomination this week, so he's probably glad that you're on the show. So let's go to the next one. And Chris, I believe you are going to handle this one. So let's pull this up. And
forgot about the German.
Yeah, don't forget about the German. All right, let's go ahead.
This call comes to us from friend of Kramer, Bob Sacamano, in the Wayfarer discussion Discord. A little bit of a Seinfeld reference there for you folks. And the title is Open Bible Church in the Community. So, church eligible. However, this is kind of like Carception. The main photo shows like the top of the door frame and the rear view mirror. And then outside of the car is another car that is parked in front of not even a good picture of the church. It's like a barred door, and it's just terrible.
And the church is only like 85% of the photo too.
Yeah, like vehicle is definitely 85% of this photo. Like I would almost say, like the supporting photo is more of the church, less of the car. I would almost say that that's a better photo. It's still a terrible photo, but it is definitely a better photo of the church than the main photo that they've used.
So this person could teach us a class on how to mess up a church nomination, correct? Would you agree with that?
For sure.
Like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, great. So, Cole of the Week. So, hey, Meowth, is there going to be a Cole-themed channel in the contest? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, there will be a weekly contest for Cole somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to win that. I'm going to win that for sure.
All right. I believe in you.
I'm going to win that. All right. So, that's a show. Good job, team. Really appreciate it. Before we go and sign off, Meowth, if you would do me a favor, I would love for you to let the audience know where they can find you, either on Twitter or on the Discord or wherever. And I would love for you to run through the links again and tell everybody where they can go to join the Wayfair Discussion Discord, celebrate the 4th birthday. I want to turn it over to you to plug whatever you need to plug.
Okay, plug whatever I need to plug. First of all, obviously the Discord, that's where I'm usually at. You can usually find me in there. I have a Twitter account. I never use it. I have a Reddit account, but I deliberately didn't put my actual Scrying Mouth username as my Reddit name, so I wouldn't be recognized there because Reddit sucks. So you probably can't find me on Reddit unless you're really clever. And then I'm very occasionally in the Wayfarer forums, but not very often. So yeah, just find me in Discord. As far as links I want to share, just the link to the Discord. I don't know what else.
Is that Chris? Is that here again? Is it?
Yes.
It's there.
Top corner.
Yeah, this corner.
Top corner.
Okay. Yep.
That corner. Nope, that corner.
That corner. Yeah, that corner. Yeah. I never know. I get my left and my right mixed up. So, yeah. All right. Well, Meow, thank you so much for joining us, and it's always nice to talk to a fellow Northwesterner from our part of the country where we just do things a little bit different. Chris is from Canada. He does things different there also, but it's true. Yeah, it's good. So thank you guys very much for listening to another episode of Wayspotters. And I want to give a special shout out to our executive producer, KatettheKonz. You rock. Continue to send messages in the Discord at 3 a.m. and I will see them at 8 or 9 o'clock when I get up. And Meow, just so you know, we have a channel with our executive producer, and her and Chris will have a full-blown conversation from like midnight to like 4 a.m. And I'll catch up, I'll get up and I'll have like 50 notifications. And I'm like, man, I wish I was awake. One night I'm going to stay awake and join their conversation. They have some awesome conversation. Kate gives us a lot of ideas for the show, like an executive producer says. So shout out to KatettheKonz, as well as all of our Patreons. We'll talk about that here in a second. We love you all. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Wayspotters. If you like what you hear, there's a couple of ways that you can tell us and show us. So the first one would be you can follow us on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it. I'm going to call it Twitter. Like I said, until Elon Musk comes on the show and tells me I have to call it X, I'm going to continue to call it Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Wayspotters. We have been super active in the last 2 weeks, more active. I mean, just mixing it up with everybody. But hey, continue to hit us up, continue to DM us. We'll do what we can. We love it. We love interacting with everybody. We also have an Instagram page. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at Wayspotters. On there, you will see the shorts for Cold of the Week, Wayspot of the Week, and a few other things. And I think Chris is working on something as far as restaurants that may or may not show up on Instagram at some point. You can also reach us on our TikTok. We have a TikTok, and on the TikTok, it's at I Make Wayspots. You'll see a lot of the same content that you see on Instagram. It may be a little bit different. It may not be a little bit different, but please come over to the TikTok. For whatever reason, you guys love going to our TikTok, so continue to do it. We try to be incredibly responsive, and we love interacting with our listeners and our viewers, and that's what we have there. Secondarily, what you can do is you can go and visit our website. We have a website, www.wayspotters.com. From there, you can get links to everywhere you can download the show, and you can also send us a message directly from the website, or you can send us an email, and our email address is wayspotters@pokemonprofessor.com. I'm going to say this again. We've got a lot of emails over the last couple of weeks that we need to share with you guys, and some voicemails. There's just been so much going on that we're a little bit backed up on the emails and voicemails. So if you've been sending us emails and voicemails, don't fret. We're going to get to you. We've just with the Wayfair challenge and the cheating and then the abuse and all these other things. There's just been so much going on that we will get to you. I know there's a couple really good voicemails out there, and Bozo Dad, I have all of your Coal of the Week. It's in rotation, so continue to send it to us and we will get you guys in rotation. So third, for our American listeners or anybody who wants to call an American phone number, you can call our hotline at 704-426-3710. You never know. If you're incredibly lucky, your voicemail may appear on an upcoming episode of the show, or you can just tweet us a voice message. And finally, if you're not a member of the Pokemon Professor Network Patreon, you can join for as little as $1 US a month. And remember, we've had that graphic up with all the different countries on it. You can join for, let's see here if I can remember this off the top of my head, $1.36 Canadian, $7.84 in Hong Kong, $1.56 in Australia, 79 pence in the Great UK, 16.76 in Mexico, and I don't remember what what's the denomination called in Norway? Is it? Do you remember what it was, Chris?
I don't remember off the top.
Yeah, it's 1068. So that's all of the things that it will cost in your local currency. And we would love to be able to call you a Patreon member. And with that, unless Chris, you have anything else?
I'm good, buddy.
All right. With that, we want to thank you for listening to another episode of the Wayspotters podcast. We really appreciate you. We hope you keep coming back week over week. And remember, what's a few meters between